It is Monday, February 9th, 2026, and you are listening to Blue Lightning Daily, the show that is somehow fully made by machines, yet still has the audacity to be late sometimes. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. And yes, this episode was assembled end to end with AI tools. Like, if it sounds a tiny bit unhinged, that is not a bug, it's the vibe.
Today's big story is Google basically yelling, stop using Gemini like a fancy chat box. They're turning it into a production layer. VO video generation right inside Gemini, photo to video, and then the wild one, Project Genie, where you generate an interactive world you can actually explore.
Gemini said, "You want a paragraph? Nah. Here's an 8-second clip. Here's a playable little universe. Also maybe a website, if you behave."
The cleanest way to frame this is Gemini becoming a front end for multiple media engines. VO is the motion engine, Genie is the world engine, and Gemini is the place you start your draft.
Which is sneaky, because creators already open Gemini like it's Gmail. So now Google's like, cool, while you're here, do your whole pre-production too.
The VO thing is the most use it right now for most people. It's short clips, positioned around 8-second drafts. Think placeholder B-roll, mood tests, pitch visuals.
Wait, hold up. 8 seconds is both amazing and also, it can become the world's most expensive moving mood board if you're not careful. Like, congrats, you made a cinematic GIF. Now what?
Totally. The ceiling is basically, can you stitch these into a real edit without it looking like 10 different realities? For creators, the win is upstreaming visuals. You're not waiting for stock, not waiting for a shoot, not waiting for your editor to get free. You're just getting something on the timeline.
And for marketing teams, it's, we need a concept by this afternoon. You can generate 3 directions, put them in a deck, and stop arguing in Slack with only words.
But the chaos doesn't disappear, it just moves. Now the chaos is prompts, credits, and version control. Like, whose job is it to label final, V2 actually final?
It's always the editor. It's always some poor soul who opens a folder called Gemini Exports, and it's 40 files named Video 1.
The sleeper feature for me is photo to video. Because if your starting point is already a brand-approved image, animating it is safer than generating from scratch.
Yes, compliance teams everywhere just felt peace enter their bodies. But also, brand-approved image to motion can still become brand-approved nightmare. But now it wiggles, you know what I mean? The logo starts breathing, the product label turns into spaghetti text.
The play is to keep motion subtle. Treat it like bringing a still to life, not directing an action movie. Parallax, gentle camera move, ambient lighting shift.
Exactly. Make it feel like a premium ad, not like your soda can just gains sentience and wants revenge.
Okay, Project Genie, this is the flashy one. It's an experimental world model where you generate an environment you can explore, not just a static render.
It's like mood board, but make it navigable. Which is insane for pitching. If you do brand activations, experiential stuff, game prototyping, even just YouTube set concepts, you can show a space instead of describing it.
But it's gated. Ultra plan, US only, adults, and it's experimental. That's a real friction point if you're trying to roll this into normal team workflows.
Yeah, innovation but for rich people. Like, here's the future of media, but it's behind the VIP rope with bottle service. That slows adoption in orgs because you can't assume your whole team can access it.
And because it's experimental, portability is the big question. If I make a world, can I export anything useful, or is it stuck as a cool demo in Google land?
Also, creative direction gets weird, like, who's the art director when the world model is making spatial decisions? You're gonna have interns saying, the model chose brutalist vibes, so we're a brutalist brand now.
Human taste still matters. The model can suggest a space. It can't know your audience's emotional triggers, your story beats, your brand strategy.
And it definitely can't know your client's random preference for, make it more premium, but also more fun, but also more minimal, but also louder.
This all ties into the broader ecosystem trend we've been tracking this week. Everyone is racing to become the place where drafts happen.
Yup. Adobe just pulled Luma's Ray into Firefly Chat, same energy, keep you in one surface so your iterations don't turn into file chaos.
And then Anthropic is like, cool, what if your AI was a whole production crew, with Claude's agent teams and huge context?
While OpenAI's Frontier is going full enterprise parent mode, scoped permissions, auditing, evaluation loops. Like, yes, you can have agents, but they need a chaperone.
Which honestly connects back to Gemini. Once AI starts generating video, worlds, and web-ish deliverables, the question becomes less can it create and more can it create consistently and safely inside a workflow.
Speaking of safe workflows, can we talk about the week's cautionary tales? Because the internet was messy.
You mean the world's laziest protest?
Yes. Russian politicians allegedly used AI images to fake protest photos, and it got debunked because, classic, the signs had weird text and the crowd looked like copy-pasted NPCs.
Practical media literacy rule for creators. Don't fixate on one artifact, look for consistency across the whole scene. Lighting direction, shadows, repeated faces, and especially text. AI still struggles with believable signage under scrutiny.
And don't go conspiracy brain about it. Just do the quick sniff test. If the image feels like it was generated for a thumbnail instead of captured by a human with a phone, be skeptical.
The non-obvious place disinfo shows up next, in my opinion, is internal company comms. Fake screenshots of leaked memos, fake all-hands clips, stuff that spreads inside organizations before press even touches it.
And user reviews, like fake real people reviews with AI faces. We're going to be buying headphones based on a completely fictional man named Greg who does not exist.
Also, shout out to AI.com for doing .com bubble cosplay. Massive spend on the domain and a Super Bowl ad, and then the site faceplants.
I can't. That is the most brand-first, product-later move I've ever seen. Like, we spent everything on the billboard, and now we're building the store out of cardboard.
It's a good reminder for creators too. Tools matter, distribution matters, but if you don't have something usable, attention becomes a spotlight on the emptiness.
Exactly. Hype is like ring light. It does not fix your skin.
And then we had the viral ChatGPT moment where it basically replies like, "Thanks for being patient with me after messing up." That's helpful UX until it starts feeling like emotional manipulation.
Right? Like, I love manners, but don't hit me with the polite therapist voice after you just broke my deployment script.
That's the through line today. These systems are getting powerful, but reliability and workflow integration are the real battle. VO inside Gemini is useful because it's a draft engine that's close to where you already work. Genie is exciting, but gated and early.
So for creators listening, the move is use VO style generation for concepting and coverage. Use photo to video when you want brand safety. And treat Genie like a pitch accelerator, not a final production pipeline.
Also, remember Cardi B hugging a humanoid robot and the robot basically falling apart?
Oh my God, yes. That's my favorite symbol of the era. AI hardware is still a fragile puppet with ambition. We're not at celebrity-proof robotics yet.
Which is kind of comforting. Even as software becomes a production layer, the physical world is like, relax. Bolts still exist.
Facts.
All right, that's the update. Thanks for hanging with us and our fully automated little robot podcast experiment.
Go check out bluelightningtv.com for AI news and updates that actually matter to creators.
Subscribe if you want more. And if your AI says thanks for being patient with me today, just remember, it's not sorry, it's just statistically soothing. Catch you next time.